This tutorial is about creating fillets, rounds, and chamfers on 3D objects. Let's begin. Let's create our 3D objects first. We're going to create something that looks very similar to the object that was in our textbook. Finish sketch. Again, if it goes out of the screen, I can click on Home. Alright. Let's extrude that part out. 2.25 looks fine. Let's make another sketch on this front face. Let's do a similar thing. Let's just bring it from one of the corners, somewhere around a quarter the size. Finish sketch. And we'll extrude this side. Now you can pause this as you go along if you need to for greater clarification. You can rewind this to hear something if you're not sure what if it gets ahead of you. So we're going to extrude this one out again. Alright, so we've got our part in front of us, this 3D part. We've got some internal edges and we've got some external edges. So pretty much that's the only thing that differs, is that we're dealing with a full edge versus a vertex, or point of intersection, two lines. Alright, so we're going to start with a fillet. We're going to find the fillet in this 3D mode under Modify, within the Modify portion of the ribbon. So click on Fillet, and as you can see, a dialog box comes up. We also, like most things, we have a dialog box over here that gives more explanation. Then we have the quick pick over here on the right hand side. Let's start with the dialog box first to get used to things. The setting usually will be to constant. It's a constant radius fillet or round. Okay, we have some options over here. You can see we have face fillet, full round fillet, or we have variable setbacks for the different options in creating it. Okay, we're gonna stick with a basic constant radius fillet or round. All right, we're gonna keep it on within the mode of edge. We're gonna create a radius. It's a little smaller than 0.75 to begin with. We'll start with 0.25. So notice I was able to adjust within this first line here, adjust my radius, and I'm going to click on edges and then go about selecting them. Let's start with our fillets. We only have two locations where we can create fillets. Let's create two within that. Okay. I can apply those. Those are already in. All right. I can continue to add and apply later. So let's do that. So let's now do our rounds for the top, different size. Let's do all the top rounds here. Let's make them 0.5. So adjust that to 0.5. And now I come in here and select the top edges that I would like to have a radius of 0.25. Now remember, if we were doing this before, we'd have to actually create more sketches, cut those parts out. It's really kind of time consuming and a pain in the butt. So we can just go about creating these fillets wherever we'd like. I might create one on the back side too if I so desire. It's going to give me that whole piece. But say I want to create the last one wants to be 0.75. I could do that. I could add another one, or I can just apply those. Let's do something different. Let's actually apply those. All right. Notice how now it is adjusted. I've got my rounds and fillets have now been put on this. Let's actually go instead this time, and let's do the chamfer portion. So let's make some chamfers on this front edge here. All right. So again, under Modify, I'll go up to Chamfer. Okay. And it gives me the option of selecting edges to make my chamfers on. Same drill. Okay. We've got the equidistant double distances here. I'm sorry, that was the distance and distance and angle here, and then we've got the two distances here. And again, rise and a run. All right. So whichever you decide on, we'll just stick with the basics. Let's make our distance 0.25 so you can see it. And again, we come back to the edge, and I can adjust that. Okay, so I can have a chamfer, which is again just a angled cut between two faces in this case, instead of not two lines, but two faces. I can also come in here and adjust that size if I'd like to 0.5 and see what that looks like. Okay, and I can also go around as before and create my chamfers. Okay. No. Let's try that again. Alright, it seems as though I've run into a problem. I think it's because I've tried to place one on the backside here. Let's take a look. Alright, so let's try with a different input. So again, let's work this back out. Let me go back in this one and go out. Okay, and as you can see, the problem was that I tried to put a chamfer in a place where it connected with a round and a fillet. So things get a little confusing when you do that. So if you're going to add a dimension or dynamic like that, make sure that you think it out previous. What you'd probably want to do is add your chamfer in first and then go back and work on your fillets and rounds. Okay, but I can do front face, and notice how it does allow me. We see this a lot on woodworking here. As I said before, generally it's to improve aesthetics, the looks of something, or just to make it safer so there's no sharp edges. All right. And again, if I'd like to, I can apply those, and then I could come back in and adjust for a different distance, angle, size, or any of these other things on any of my other portions. So I could actually add chamfers in here, backside. Go ahead and try this out, and see how it goes. Okay, good luck.